Okay, I think my camera just turned off. I don't know if I ran out of time. I don't know if my camera's being weird or it's almost out of battery, but I'll just hurry up and wrap this up. Okay, so ambiverts. They're like the middleman, and they're kind of like a little bit of both. They're both introvert and extrovert. Technically, everybody is an ambivert. It's just they usually lean one way to the other. And so, like I said, it's just all about how you get your energy. So some say that introverts are smarter, some say that extroverts are more common. So those are just little stereotypes slash stats. So I don't know if that's necessarily a stat with the introvert thing. I mean, some people think introverts, they're more independent, but extroverts can be that way too. And usually when you're independent, you're pretty smart. That's an example. But being an introvert doesn't automatically mean that you're smarter. It's just whatever. And extroverts are more common. I do believe that to be true. I have heard that somewhere. I think it's just a more almost popular thing to be. You develop a like friendlier disposition for the most part. Like you're really energetic around people, and that comes across very, very friendly and outgoing. And I think that's kind of how our society has trained people to be. Let me see if we're still going. Okay. Good, you are. Okay. This is the weirdest setup. Okay. So how I used to be, I was like a little church mouse. I was the silent type, and now I talk a lot and I'm making up for lost time. And I haven't shut up since. And that long silent phase was mostly because I had a major stutter. It kind of stemmed from that. And what I mean by that is I was quiet mostly because of my stutter. So that's where my quiet kind of came from. So that's the shyness. Sometimes I get random flare-ups, like today for example. Discuss that subject with you guys another time in another video. So I won't go into my stutter today. I'll talk about the speech impediment thing and speech impediments in general another time, another video. And very important to remember, being shy is not a bad thing. I've seen it as a negative thing. That's what we're kind of taught in society. It has a negative connotation to it usually, and I've learned that it's not a bad thing at all. I just happen to change and grow out of my shyness. Some people don't, and that's perfectly fine. That's okay. Some people see it as a bad thing. The whole "you're quiet" thing, "are you supposed to say you're loud" thing. That, I would get that question a lot, like, why are you so quiet? You're quiet. And those are just weird, awkward comments, and they're unnecessary, and they put you on the spot. They make you feel uncomfortable. They make you feel bad about yourself, and that's not fair to anybody. And same with the "you're loud" thing. Like, imagine if you comment back by saying, well, you're loud. You know, you're the opposite of me. I think they would be just as equally offended. It's like with weight, and I've talked about this before. It's like, don't comment on somebody's weight. It's just a subject that shouldn't be talked about. It should die and never be brought up. Let's not resurrect it once we kill it. Let's just leave it alone. That's very intense. But it's just, you don't say, oh, you're skinny. You don't say, oh, you're fat. Just leave it alone. It makes people uncomfortable. It makes them feel awkward. And it's the same thing with "you're loud, you're quiet." Just let the person be. Okay, so whatever your type, intro, extro, ambi, it's you. It makes you, you. There's not a superior one or a bad one. So some people might say, oh, extroverts are more fun, or oh, introverts are actually smarter than extroverts. Whatever, it's you, and those things aren't always true, and they're really unfair and they're really biased. So, last and final thought, do you be yourself whoever you may be? And I think that's really, really important. Also, if and when you do decide to take these types of tests, don't be all like, oh, well, I want this outcome. I want to be known as this personality type. I want that to be me. That's what I want my result to be. Don't do that. Just be fair to yourself. Be true to yourself. It's just a test. It's just for fun. And I think it really helps you. It's really helped me to learn more about myself and get to know myself and prepare for the now, prepare for the future, just with life goals and understanding myself and what I want out of life and what I can manage, if that makes sense. So I'm guessing my camera's probably dead and you're not even listening to me right now because it's impossible to if the camera's not going. Right, okay. So I'm probably in the middle of part 2. No, at the conclusion of part 2 because the camera turned off before. Okay, so yes, thank you for taking those personality tests with me. I think that was really fun and it's different. It's really interesting to me. I like that kind of nerdy, dorky, interesting stuff. So yes, I'm gonna reach across the table now and turn the camera off. Okay, bye.